Ms. Millam.
Thank you. I'm Beth Millam. I'm representing today Rhode Island Interfaith Power and Light, a national organization with chapters all over the country that offers a faith-based response to global warming and climate change. I've been active in environmental issues myself since about 1969, and we have seen so much worsening of the situation, with Rhode Island being particularly vulnerable as a coastal state, and my town of Newport, my city of Newport in particular. In fact, my husband is even looking at the feasibility of putting our house on pontoons. So on a more serious note, though, and that's a significant idea since we just came from Seattle and saw the houses on Lake Union. And the reason I wanted to talk today was that I did just return from Seattle, where just about a half hour north of that city, about a mile square mudslide wiped out the neighborhood of Steelhead Drive and a huge chunk of the town of Oso. And bodies are still being searched for and recovered. Confirmed deaths are somewhere around 30, with 20 still unaccounted for. People have been quoted as saying that this slide came out of the blue and no one could have predicted it. Those saying that included the head of emergency preparedness for the area. Yet this area has a long history of mudslides, including a large one just a few years ago that redirected the river flow below it, closer to the foot of the hill. And at the top of the hill, a forested area had been approved for clear cutting, and it appears that the logging company even extended its cutting beyond the area that had been approved. Numerous reports had been submitted outlining the risks, with the slide area marked on maps as being in the highest risk category. Out of the blue, I don't think so. Outlined in red is more likely. Everyone knows Seattle's reputation for rain, and it's well earned. While we were out there for 2 weeks, it rained every single day. At least part of every single day, and sometimes during a bright sunshine. It was still raining. So, yet people continued to build and buy on Steelhead Drive, including a young couple among the dead who were planning for a Steelhead Drive wedding next August. So those were risks that just truly were ignored, especially by the people in charge of making the most important choices. We have a chance now to learn and benefit from risk warnings. Washington State's experience is a dramatic metaphor for what we're facing. If we fail to take heed by passing and then enacting this legislation, we have only ourselves to blame for the consequences, not any heavenly power. We can stick our heads in the sands of our 400 miles of coastline, but if we don't watch out, they could turn to mud. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Millam?